Tomi Lahren took a ton of heat from her conservative fan base for wanting to oppose the idea of overturning Roe v. Wade. Now, of course, the Supreme Court justice that Donald Trump is going to appoint, Brett Kavanaugh, now he would vote to overturn Roe v. Wade, and so that's very dangerous. Now, what would happen if Roe v. Wade was overturned? It wouldn't mean that all abortions are banned. What it would mean is basically all states can do what they want at that point. And so a bunch of probably 20 plus states will just outright ban abortion completely. So that is what will happen. Now, Tomi Lahren came out, and in the beginning it was sort of due to an electoral strategy, but basically she was saying that, the way that we win is not by going on social issues, but instead other issues, which I think that it's weird that she said that, because immigration is a social issue, and that's essentially, the majority of her taxonomy is immigration, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. All the other shit is just sort of, I'll mention it to sort of gish gallop for Trump and things like that. But here's what she tweeted out on Twitter. She said, "For those who have declared I am not a conservative based on my abortion stance, I encourage you to do some reading on Barry Goldwater, father of the modern conservative movement, and his stance on abortion and gay rights." So I don't know if I would consider Barry Goldwater the father of modern conservatism, but here's what I will say. I don't think she's too educated on Barry Goldwater, because if she knew anything about Barry Goldwater, she would know that he was opposed to the Civil Rights Act, and that is literally what he's most known for. He was most known for the Southern Strategy and his opposition to the Civil Rights Act. So if your whole shtick is, being against racism and stuff like that, but, the conservative movement that you claim to be a part of, which you're saying was started by Barry Goldwater, who is, anti-Civil Rights Act, that's probably not a good move. I don't think that's a good move. But anyways, she also got into a pretty big argument with Ben Shapiro on Twitter about this, because Ben Shapiro is fervently pro-life. And so they got into it, and I actually wasn't impressed at all by what Tomi Lahren said. I mean, there's no surprise there, of course. There's no surprise there. But, she was just saying, I think, since when can't we disagree and other shit like this? And it's like, okay, but Ben's not really saying that. He's more saying, talk about the issue, not about whether or not, we should argue. It didn't really make any sense. But I am a little bit surprised, on the other hand, to actually see that she's pro-choice. I'm curious as to why that is. I'm very curious as to why she is pro-choice. It's a weird, I guess, bright spot, you could say. I'm not 100% sure whether you can call it a bright spot or not, but it's definitely a surprise, no doubt.